Hi and welcome to our program. Today we are visiting Viera Colaros and the shoplifter exhibition here at Aros. Let's check it out. Hi Janet.
Hello, Ute.
Thank you so much for having us.
Thank you for wanting to see the exhibition here.
Yeah. So what do you want to show us today?
Today I would like to show you an installation, an art installation by Icelandic artist Hrafnhildur Arnardóttir, also known as Shoplifter. Yes, first of all, her name. She's not a renowned shoplifter.
Okay.
She wants to to make clear. But the artist is from Iceland, and 25 years ago she moved to New York, and a lot of people had difficulties pronouncing her name right.
Yeah,
so when she introduced herself, my name is Hrafnhildur, someone told her, "Nice to meet you, shoplifter," and then, yeah, after that,
so it was just random.
It was random, so she used that as her artist name ever since.
That is funny.
So, yes. So, what she has done here is she has made an immersive art installation entirely made out of neon-colored hair extensions. Okay. So, what we will see is a cave almost, or almost like a cathedral-esque space with all these colorful hair that surrounds us as viewers.
Okay.
And actually, for her, when she makes her art, she makes mostly a feeling. Okay. So you can put outside the door here all your analytical apparatus and leave it here and enter using your eyes, your ears, and you can slightly pet also the installation, but be very careful. It can be quite fragile.
Okay.
So yes, should we enter her installation? It is called Hypernature. So that gives us an idea that this has to do with nature. It is almost like a landscape. She started out as a painter, but quickly her work with hair became more and more three-dimensional. So she sees herself as more like an expressionistic, three-dimensional landscape painter. So come inside.
Yeah. Wow, as I said before, this really seems like we're in a big stomach of a big fluffy animal or something.
Yes, I agree with you. It is like this very almost like a parallel fantastical universe.
Yeah.
Also because we can't really see where to exit the installation. And it does seem kind of magical. It has some recognizable features, but anyways, it's still in a shape that we haven't seen before.
Yeah.
When I first saw her large, all-embracing installation for the big Venice Biennial in 2019, I was quite amazed by this parallel universe, and it gave all sorts of associations, both to like some childhood fairy tale, maybe teddy bears that has just been maximalized into space almost.
Yeah.
It's also very psychedelic almost, with these acidy different colors. So it's kind of trippy, as
a little bit.
she says herself. And I think it's I don't know, it's both comforting and somewhat alarming. It has these signal colors, maybe like normally used to signal danger, like this very yellow and very red as a stop. But normally you would say that hair, when it's attached to the body, it is something that we don't have a problem with, but at the same time it is off the body, and we find it in a bed in a hotel room or in a soup. It sort of becomes a bit nasty and uncanny, and gives us this opposite sensation almost. But I think had this been all from animal fur, for instance, it would also have maybe some more negative connotations. But by being made out of artificial hair, it gets more positive, maybe.
It's not as uncomfortable, kind of?
Not as uncomfortable and more playful somehow.
Okay.
When I saw it the first time, or an installation like this, to me it felt a bit like what's it called, a drip rock cave, but in all these psychedelic colors. So it was kind of like something I had never seen before.
Yeah.
To this installation, there's also a soundscape, the sound that is made for the installation. And Shoplifter has made that soundscape in collaboration with a very famous Icelandic composer called Skúli Sverrisson. And together they made this sound almost like in a cathedral. You can almost hear the organ sounds, but it's at the same time like an under-earthly murmur, like a sound from the inner of the earth almost.
But it's very soothing also, like smoothing and everything.
Yes, it is. And the floor is also in carpet, so that the idea is that people can come in here and just space out. Lay on the carpet, look up, and feel like the sense of time and space is dissolving, and just drift away in these emotions. And also if you lay down and look up, it is as if the sense of space, what is up, what is down, it gets tricky, and it like that. It's almost like out of space, like there, like there's no up and down somehow.
Yeah. And did this first piece that you saw, was it also with hair? Or
was
it
also,
similar?
yes, it was kind of similar. It was called Chromo sapiens.
Okay.
Chromo having to do with color, and sapiens, as we know, Homo sapiens. So like a colorful, the colorful human being somehow. Okay. And this hypernature, it gets this connotation or association to nature, to a landscape, but it's also hyper. It is more than landscape. It's like
it's more intense. It takes it to another level.
Yes, yeah, definitely. So yes, and actually color has not always been part of Shoplifter's artistic practice. She started out being schooled as a painter.
Okay.
But very early on, there was an experience that has sort of shaped her artistic practice. When she was 6 years old, she found in her grandmother's drawer a cut-off braid. She was so mesmerized by this cut-off braid. That was before you had like hair extensions. But the fact that it had so much to it that you couldn't really express in words, but when growing older, you can see that there's both this tactility, there's all this hair as being something something that a lot of cultures are very meticulous about, and there are different ways of putting up your hair, and it is also very punk almost as well. So it has a lot of it's started a lot of feelings in her. Also this difference, as we talked about before, between the familiarity with the hair and the strangeness of the hair once it is cut off. And also it made her think of this is a relic of her grandmother's youth, because the braid was brown, but now her grandmother's hair was gray or white. So
that's so sweet.
It started out like that. And in the beginning, Shoplifter worked a lot actually with human hair that had these more, not in this scale, but like with braids.
Like making shapes, kind of?
Making shapes, making almost like a relief, like a sort of two-dimensional carpet almost for the wall.
She made carpets?
Coming out a little bit. So yes,
so
she does
cool.
that as well.
And that's with the real hair?
That was where she began, and making all these patterns. And also it is kind of very, there's a long tradition in Iceland of working with textiles. And when she grew up in the 70s and 80s, almost every house had these wall carpets, because it's kind of both what was in fashion back then, but also it's kind of very peculiar or specific to the Icelandic culture almost. So you can really see how the landscape and this textile tradition merges together in Shoplifter's works. So there was a time when she moved to New York, and suddenly she had a feeling that she saw the world in color. While in Iceland you have all this nature and large spaces, very close to this wild nature with volcanoes, with everything right outside your window. But suddenly coming to New York, that could be 2 meters. That was your the limit.
So different.
Yes, but her meeting with different cultures and the artistic community in New York suddenly made her see the world in colors. So that's when she bought her first colored hair extension, and that was a big day for her.
Damn.
And
so that was 25 years ago that she started?
25 years ago, where she moved, when she moved to New York, and gradually started introducing color, and now everything is in color. And she has sort of maximalized her artworks, taking hair as a material to its largest extent, almost. So it's like an explosion of this colorful hair.
Yeah. Wow.
And yes, I could also mention that actually, to her, I mentioned it outside a little bit as well. To shoplifter, it is important to give people a place where the emotions can take over. And what she's making here is she is creating happiness-inducing color therapy. And that was a thing that she first felt like this was what she was doing, and then she tried looking more into the science about it, and could see that it was actually backed up that color can have this effect on our nerve system, like having color coming into the receptors of the eye can actually make your dopamine and adrenaline
the good hormones.
The happy hormones.
Yes.
Have those be activated somewhat. So that's what she wants to do. She wants to make this magical escape where people can reload, space out, and feel the happiness run through your body. And I think she's quite successful in that. It is difficult to get a sad vibration when going through an installation like this.
But at the same time, it's very calm, but it's very alive at the same time.
It is.
It's really interesting.
Yes.
And did she do this installation specifically for here? Like, did she check out the space and everything, or was it moved?
Yes, she did. This was a commission that we talked to her about, so that we loved her work, and we would very much like to have this, have her create a space that was immersive, all-embracing, so that you can't see the outside world. So this is what she then created from that. And to begin with, she started out with having these pillars, these columns with like round lamps, and then she found out, no, I need to, that becomes maybe too domestic somehow, like in a house. So this way it almost becomes like these
furniture-like kind of.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I think I would say more like out of space marshmen or something like that, or maybe deep down.
Like something
in the sea,
coming,
like these creatures that you can't really, that you haven't seen before, and it's also, it gives like this idea, if you ask me, like this could have been something that has been developed over millions of years and has just been undiscovered somewhere.
That would be so cool.
That would be really cool. I agree. I agree.
And that's then why she decided to have this pillars from the ceiling to kind of cut it a bit.
I think it has to do with turning upside down the idea of space. Like there's no up and down. That almost like there's what's it called? there's no gravity. The gravity has gone away, like out of space, and also like picturing that you could be laying up there, looking down here, and
to be kind of the same.
Somehow.
Does she usually not put anything on the ground? Like, did she think, or like, was it a possibility for her to cover also the ground with the hair?
She was, to begin with, thinking about maybe having some seating that people could lay down on or sit in. But then again, when she was here, she was really like sensing the space and making decisions as well while she was here.
Okay.
So she decided that she would take the objects away that could feel too well known in a house, for instance. So in order to make it more spacey somehow and supernatural, or like something that has not been created by human hand almost.
Wow, this is really cool. At some point I actually thought that the cameras were eyes. I don't know if that was...
So this is, we do have the cameras in here. Yes.
To be so
also
cool
to make sure that that people don't tear it apart.
Of course.
But it is true. I've seen Instagram photos of people having focused on the cameras, and it really does look like eyes, like this big mammoth almost.
Yeah, that is really cool.
It's like psychedelic mammoth. But something she also speaks about is like it's very drag also. It is like, it is so over the top, so colorful, so joyful.
Like it's in your face, you cannot
in your face
ignore it.
It is yes,
like
that, yes, queen. So and she also when she was here referred to the installation almost like a queen, like a diva.
Yeah, but I think it really suits the exhibition, like that queen vibe.
Yes, exactly. Really it is quite unapologetic somehow in its vanity and the extraordinary hair and hairdo almost.
Yeah.
So, but because hair has to do also with our vanity almost. So I think actually that drag association is kind of interesting to dig into as well, because it is.
But was it her goal?
Too much. No, this was I think. No, I think the goal isn't necessarily to put words on
just
it.
It
is to make this feeling, to sort of insist on bringing all these happy chemicals, get those activated in our body, and to make people space out and regain energy.
Yes. Out of curiosity, can you show us how was it how is the hair? Is it glued to the surfaces?
Well,
like, do you know something about
it?
You. Okay.
No,
it's a secret.
Yeah. Yeah, the magic is what you have here.
Okay.
So let us not.
I'm really curious.
Yeah, I would guess it's like asking a drag queen to sort of remove the wig.
Okay, I
don't know.
I see.
I'm not sure, but I think that it's important to sort of to keep the magic.
To not overthink.
Maybe not overthinking, but just absorb the space as it is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow. So cool. Well, thank you so much for showing us around and for
welcome,
telling everything. Yes.
Yeah, no problem.
Thank you.
So yes, so I can mention that the exhibition is open until the 24th of April. So we hope that that a lot of people will get to see the installation before.
Yeah, in person, yeah, because
yes,
it has to be.
yes,
Yeah.
yes, that is recommended
Yeah.
to see it in person. Yeah.
And you were also mentioning something about the excessive use of material.
Yes, it's something that a shoplifter is very aware about, because this installation, Hypernature, is also addressing a highly relevant topic of of consumption in the world. And if anything, a shoplifter is using an excessive amount of material to make her large installation. So it is kind of paradoxical that she is using so much material to make her art, in order to also address the world's excessive use or production, like for instance hair extensions, like something that our vanity wants us to always buy more. But I think you can mention that it's also important for her to say, or that people know, is that she always reuses the hair. So after each installation, people think that they should just throw out the excess hair, but she is very, very keen on everything should be collected and not go to waste. And also she will reuse it for her other installations, so it will transform itself into her own artistic cycle almost. And some of them will be smaller sculptures, wall carpets, etc., or even make out new immersive installations. So
that's really interesting. And I think that it's something that it really it's also like it's so alive and everything, and it hits you in the face with the color, but it also hits you in the face with the excessiveness. So it's also good to think.
Bring in mind this excessive use of material. So yes.
Thank you.
All right. Thank you.
That was it for today. Thank you so much for staying with us. See you next time.